Good evening, zonke izizwe jikelele yonke indawo. Now today we'll be focusing on what? Today we'll be focusing on analytical geometry, which is now we're approaching it differently now. Which is in this case now, you are given what? You are given in the diagram below. Welcome to Ingezo education. Thank you, and please enjoy the content. In the diagram below, triangle KLM with vertices. K, which is -2 and 4, L, which is -4 and -4, and M, which is how much? We're talking about this, and this is given. Are we together? The inclination of what? The inclination, or the angle of inclination formed by the positive x-axis, and Km is theta, which is we're talking about this angle now, which is P is the midpoint of Km now. So the first question now, it says now, determine the gradient of Km there. It says determine the gradient of Km. So how are we going to determine the gradient of Km now? So I'm just going to give you 2 minutes just to go through the coordinates to determine the gradient of Km there. Let me just go through it now. Nice. This is the question, the gradient of Km. So now, the first thing first that we're going to do now, we're just going to write what? The coordinates of K. The coordinates of K, which is -2 and how much? And 4 there. Then we're going to how much? M, which is how much? 6 and how much? And 0. Which is you're going to do what now? Name our coordinate x of 1, y of 1, x of 2, y of 2, which is you're going to have what? Now we are answering the question 1.1. M of what? Of Km is equal to how much? Y of 2 minus y of 1 divided by x of 2 minus x of 1, which is you're going to have how much? Which is this is 0. Which is going to have how much? 0 minus how much? 0 minus 4 divided by how much? By 6 minus into how much? -2, which is going to have -4 divided by how much? By 6 plus 2, which is going to have how much? -4 divided by 8, which is going to have -half now. We're going to have a -half. That one is what? It's just the solution of what? The solution of 1.1, determining the gradient of Km there. Determining the gradient of Km. Nice. So this question paper is a DBE 2021 November. It's a DBE 2021 November question paper. Yes, but we upload it there and we give it the name there. Nice. So now let's go to what now? Let's go to the second question, which is just go through that 1.2 now. 1.2 now, it is looking for what now? It is looking for theta. Give your answer to the nearest degree now. Give your answer to the nearest degree. Which is now we want theta now, because you see now it's a follow-up question. We are going to use what? The same gradient that we got in what? In 1.1 now. Nice. So what are we going to do now? 1.2 now. 1.2, we know that tan theta is equals to how much? M of what? Of Km now. Which is, remember, we conclude tan theta is equals to M for what? For a line that is touching the x-axis, and for what? For a line that is passing the x-axis. Which is in this case now we're going to have what? Tan theta is equals to how much? Negative 1 divided by 2. So this one is not with trigonometry, it's not the same with the one that we use in trigonometry. We substitute it with our what? With our negative side there. Which is, we're going to have our theta is equal to how much? Tan arc of how much? Negative 1 divided by 2. So now just calculate it, use your calculator. Just calculate it. Nice. Just calculate it. Which is now, this is how we are going to calculate it now. I just want to show you using the calculator, which is going to say shift tan, which is tan arc. Now you see having that negative that we are having here, which is now we're going to have how much? Negative 1 divided by how much? Negative 1 divided by 2. Then what do we do now? We press your equal sign there. We press your equal sign, then what did we get there? We get negative how much? Our theta is equal to what? Negative 26, how much? 5, 6. But now, you see now our angle is negative. We don't want a negative angle now. We want what? A positive angle. So we are going to say, subtract this angle from what? 180. 180 degrees minus how much? 26, how much? 26, 56 degrees. Which is, you're just going to say what? 180 plus answer, which is, we're going to have how much? Our answer, our theta will be equal to how much? 153,43 degrees. Nice. That will be our solution. That will be our solution. So now we'll just do the last question now, which is, we're just going to do 3 questions on this question, then the last 2 we'll do them on the next video there. Nice. So we're having what now? They say determine the coordinates of P now. Determine the coordinate of P, which is the coordinates of P, which is, when we talk about the coordinates of P, we're talking about this midpoint now. Remember, we are told here that now the angle of inclination is formed there, and then we are told what in the diagram below, triangle KLM with vertices K, -2 and what is given the angle. Then we are told that P is the midpoint of KN. So that is why we are going to use what? The midpoint formula there to determine the coordinates of that midpoint. So it's what? 1 point how much? 1.3, which is, you're still going to use the same coordinates of K and what? Coordinates of K and M there, which is x of 1 and y of 1, x of 2 and y of 2 there, which is, you're going to have how much? So this is what we are going to do. I'm just going to show you how to write your midpoint. Mid of what? Mid of KM is equal to what? The coordinates of P into how much? X of 1 plus x of 2 all divided by 2. And how much? Y of 1 plus y of 2 all divided by 2. Which is, what will be our x of 1 from the coordinates that we had? X of 1 will be how much? -2 plus how much? Plus 6 all divided by 2. And how much? We're going to have 4 plus how much? 4 plus 0 all divided by how much? All divided by 2. Then we're going to have our P, which is how much now? This will be how much? 4 divided by how much? By 2. And how much? 4 divided by how much? By 2. Which is, we're going to have the coordinates of P now will be how much? 2 and 2 now. Thank you very much. So that will be the end of our question 1.3 now, which is, now we are going to do what? 1.4 in the next video. I hope you've enjoyed the Ingezo content now. That will be the end of 1.3.